Hello everyone, I am Rupa Molli. In this video, I am going to discuss about one of the most basic semiconductor components in any electronic circuits known as diode. It allows current to flow in one direction only, thus called unidirectional semiconductor device. It can be used as an on-off switch. Outlines of this video include the following topics: basics of diode, identify the symbol, construction of diode, then biasing of diode, working of diode, then after VI characteristics of diode, at last some common applications of diode. The name diode has been derived from di and ode, means a device which has two electrodes. These two electrodes are the two regions, p-type region and n-type region. A diode is a semiconductor component mostly cylindrical in shape with two terminals. The golden rule about any diode is that it allows current to pass through it in one direction only, that is from anode to cathode, although the electrons flow in the opposite direction, that is from cathode to anode. In electrical and electronic circuits, it acts like a one-way check valve for the current to flow. When an external voltage is applied across the two terminals of a diode in such a way that it allows the current to flow through it is called the forward biased condition. In this condition, it works like a closed contact switch. When an external voltage is applied across the two terminals of a diode in such a way that it does not allow the current to flow through it is called the reverse bias condition. In this condition, it works like an open contact switch. Let us identify the symbol of a diode. There are many types of diode. Each type has its own symbol, but the basic design remains the same. As we said, a diode has only two terminals, anode and cathode. The arrowhead indicates the direction of current flow from anode to cathode. Now, let us see the physical look of a general purpose diode. It is like a small black color cylinder with a grey color band painted on its body. Though few diodes may have different colors, this band compulsory represents its nearer terminal as cathode. Obviously, the other remaining terminal is anode. In this way, we can identify the terminals of a diode. To know how does a diode conduct current in one direction only, we should understand its construction. Pure silicon or germanium crystals almost have no free electron. Due to this, to change their properties, they are doped with another atoms as an impurity. To make a p-type semiconductor, silicon or germanium atoms have to be doped with the atoms of trivalent impurity element like aluminum, boron, etc. Hence, p-type semiconductor have excess holes are considered as the majority carriers and electrons as minority carriers. Similarly, to make an n-type semiconductor, pentavalent element atoms like phosphor, antimony, etc. are added as impurity with pure silicon or germanium, creating excess electrons as majority carriers and holes as minority carriers. When one newly doped p-type semiconductor and one newly doped n-type semiconductor of same crystal are suitably joined together to form a junction is called a p-n junction. At opposite charges attract each other, in p-n junction also, few holes in p region tend to move towards the n region, and similarly few electrons of n region move towards the p region. At the p-n junction area, these holes and electrons recombine with each other and become electrically neutral by forming ions. These ions are immobile in nature and get accumulated at the junction area. Negative ions are accumulated at the p side of junction and positive ions are accumulated at the n side of the junction. These accumulated opposite charges form an electric field at junction and prevent further flow of majority charge carriers in both the sides. For silicon diode, this barrier potential voltage is 0.7 volt and for germanium diode it is 0.3 volt. This region is also known as depletion region. It has a physical thickness that varies with the applied voltage. When no external voltage is applied across a PN junction, it is known as unbiased or zero biased PN junction. Now, biasing of a diode. Biasing means application of external voltage across its terminals. If a diode is so biased that it acts like a conductor and allow current to flow through it, then that bias is called forward bias. Contrary to it, the bias when a diode acts like an insulator and does not allow current flow is called reverse bias. Let us know the working of PN junction diode in these two types of bias conditions in details. First, let us know the working of a diode in forward biased mode. In forward bias, a diode which is nothing but a PN junction. Its P side or anode is connected to the positive terminal and N side or cathode is connected to the negative terminal of the externally applied electric field, and this external electric field in its opposite direction to the barrier potential of depletion region. Due to that, the resultant electric field at the junction will be reduced. In this forward bias condition, at P side, holes as the positively charged majority carriers being repelled by the external positive electric field and tends to move towards N side. Similarly, at N side, electrons as the majority carrier being repelled by the external negative electric field and tends to move towards P side. In other words, we can say that forward applied voltage will push the majority charge carrier at both P and N type region towards the depletion region. Due to this, the width of the depletion region will reduce. If we further increase the forward bias voltage, the width of the depletion region will further reduce. If the external applied voltage is more than the barrier potential of the PN junction diode, which is 0.7 volt for silicon and 0.3 volt for germanium, the junction depletion region will fully demolish. Then the electrons of N side and the holes of P side can freely cross the junction to reach towards its opposite regions. In this way, the flow of electric current establishes due to the flow of majority charge carrier holes as well as electrons, and the PN junctions become conductive of electric current in forward bias. The direction of forward current is from P side to N side, and direction of electrons move opposite from N side to P side region. In reverse bias, we are just doing the opposite connection of forward biased PN junction. Here, P side or anode is connected to the negative terminal and N side or cathode is connected to the positive terminal of the external applied voltage. Then it is said to be reverse biased PN junction diode. In reverse bias, the external applied voltage is same direction to the barrier potential of depletion region. Due to this, the resultant electric field at the junction will increase, which makes the depletion region wider. In reverse bias condition, at P side, holes as the majority charge carrier will get attracted towards the negative terminal, and at N side, electrons as the majority charge carrier will get attracted towards the positive terminal of the external applied voltage. So the width of the depletion region increases, which increases the stronger barrier potential due to increase the immobile ions. So the majority charge carrier cannot overcome this wider depletion region. Due to that, virtually there is no flow of current in the p-n junction diode, and it acts like a non-conductor or insulator. But practically, a tiny current will flow in reverse bias mode. Only minority charge carriers at both region will be able to cross the depletion region. As the minority carriers are very less compared to majority charge carrier, so the very small amount of current of microampere range will flow from N-side to P-side region. It is known as reverse saturation current. It does not depend on external applied voltage, only depends on temperature, and it reaches maximum level very quickly. If we increase the reverse bias voltage, then also it does not change significantly. But there is a maximum limit on the reverse bias voltage. Now we will make a graph on the variation of current flowing through a diode with respect to the variation of applied voltage across its terminals. This is known as voltage current or VI characteristics of a diode. As we know, a diode works in two different types of biasing, forward and reverse. We will show the VI curve for both the biasing mode. With reference to the 0 position, right side of x-axis represents the forward bias voltage VF and the left side represents the reverse bias voltage VR. Vertically, the top side of y-axis represents forward bias current IF and the bottom side represents reverse bias current IR. In forward bias, initially no flow of current is observed as we increase the applied forward voltage, and when it reaches the barrier potential, that is 0.7 volt for silicon diode and 0.3 volt for germanium diode, current starts flowing after this forward bias voltage. While current starts flowing is known as knee voltage or cut-in voltage of that diode. After this, current increases very rapidly with a little increase in voltage, and the diode conducts electric current. On the other hand, in reverse bias condition, there will be a flow of small reverse current in microampere range due to the flow of minority charge carriers. This constant reverse current is known as reverse saturation current, which is independent of applied reverse voltage. But there is a maximum limit in the application of reverse bias voltage. If we increase reverse bias voltage beyond these limits, it breaks down the p-n junction permanently, and a huge sudden increase in reverse current is observed in reverse bias also. The maximum reverse voltage that a diode can withstand without breaking down is called the reverse breakdown voltage or peak inverse voltage or PIV. Due to the flow of such large current and huge power dissipation, the junction gets damaged permanently. So, the region beyond reverse breakdown voltage should be avoided for the reverse bias operation of a normal p-n junction diode. Applications of different types of diodes are very wide in modern day electronic systems. Let us understand some common and important applications. As a switch, as diode allows current to flow only in one direction, so it acts like a one-way switch. As a rectifier, we know that commercial electrical energy is available in AC form, but most of the electronic gadgets require DC form. So, conversion of AC power to DC power, we mostly used rectifier. Diode is the most important component to build different types of rectifiers like half wave, full wave center tap and Fuller bridge rectifier. The basic building block of any programmable electronic device is logic gate, and a diode is one of the major components for designing logic gates like AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, NAND gate, etc. Clippers. To clip off the unwanted peaks of noise from required signal waves, clipper circuits are designed by correct biasing of diodes. The clipper circuit is used in FM transmitter where noise peaks are limited to a particular value so that excessive peaks are removed from them. It is also known as diode limiter. Clampers. By proper biasing and frequency response of diode circuits, clampers are used to shift either the positive peak or the negative peak of a signal wave to a desired level as per the requirement. That is why it is also called as level shifter or DC restorer. Brightness or contrast control of a TV set is an example of clamper circuit. Reverse current or battery protection. The easiest way for reverse battery protection would be a series diode in the positive supply line to the load. If the battery is connected in the wrong polarity, the diode blocks the battery voltage and the electronic components are protected from wrongly connected reverse voltage. Voltage multipliers are similar in many ways to rectifiers in that they convert AC to DC voltages for use in many electrical and electronic circuit applications such as in microwave ovens, cathode ray tubes, high voltage test equipment, etc., where it is necessary to have a very high DC voltage generated from a relatively low AC supply. Quick review of this video. I have tried to cover all the details of PN junction diode in this video. I hope you have understood the topics explained earlier. Thank you for watching.